Hello and welcome to a weekly analysis video. This is for the week, it's currently Sunday the 12th of October, so I don't know what you'd call that week, this coming week, but yeah, we're doing a weekly analysis on gold. I trade ICC, which is from Trades by Sky. If you want to learn it, I strongly recommend watching Trades by Sky's videos. His videos are amazing. He's obviously who I've learned off of. I'm a beginner trader. I'm not perfect. I'm not a pro, so take what I say with a grain of salt. I don't want to pretend like I know it all, because I don't. Yeah, well, let's do this weekly analysis together. And yeah, I'm excited for this coming week. I only took one trade last week. I posted a trade recap if any of you guys are interested. Basically just going over my journal and the trades that I took and why I didn't take any trades and the best things that I did last week and the worst things that I did last week. Yeah, so there's a lot going on this chart. It looks a little bit messy in my opinion. Maybe we'll put it on the 4 hour to start with. I did already analyze the charts, so yeah. So we'll start on the 4 hour. We have this high time frame indication level. So obviously if you don't trade ICC basically is where you're in a trending market, price makes an indication where it breaks a high, it makes a correction where it goes back below that high, creating a higher low, and then it makes some bullish structure on a lower time frame, which you call the continuation, and then price will continue that trend up, and you'll target this high. And then ideally, in an ideal world, price will continue up and it will continue following that trend, and you can ride the full trend wave. But then what you would do is you would pretty much, so this would be the indication. I really feel like I need to label these. This would be the indication, that would be the correction, and then when the continuation, where price starts forming internal bullish structure, you would take a trade once price gets above that level and put your stop loss below that internal structure. Or if you want to give it a little bit more room to breathe, you can do it at that high time frame level, the higher low, and then you would target that high. That's basically my strategy. It's by Trades by Sky if you are interested in learning it. Yeah, so we can see that price has made an indication above this level. There's the barrier of sellers here. You can see that there's 2 touch points, and then price made an indication. It's made this correction and it looks like it's making a continuation, therefore giving us no entrance, because if we wanted an entry on this setup, we want price to go back towards this level and then make some bullish structure, and then we can target that high. So you can kind of see how every trade is a little bit different. Obviously what I showed you guys before was like a 1-to-1, but this one is obviously it's not going to look like this, but that's obviously a higher R, so you can kind of see the power of this strategy. But yeah, so we can see that there's this indication level here, so price could either correct back down below this level and create that bullish structure like I just showed you, or we can kind of see that price is making lower highs and lower lows here, so price could continue doing that and making these lower lows. However, this indication level is from quite a while ago, like that's the 6th of October that's happened, and then it's all the way up to the 12th of October, so that's like a week we've been waiting for that setup. So if price does do that setup, I don't know how I would feel about it personally, because you can see we've had this steep uptrend for the longest time. We've been pushing all-time highs, so for price to retrace all the way back down here would be quite significant. I don't have any significant lows here. We have this swing low just here, which that's interesting. I actually didn't notice that. Like, I could set an alert there, but I've got an alert here, so I'd want to more see when price gets below here, then I could have a look at that target. But there's also obviously this low in this range. Yeah, I'm kind of more showing like an outlook for the start of the week, if I'm being honest, because the weekly analysis that I've done is pretty simple. Yeah, we have that, and then we've got, I'm gonna move on to the 1 hour because it'll be a lot more clearer. Got this ICC setup that I observed last week, where price basically made this low. There was a few touch points here. When I say touch points, I kind of just mean this level here, this level here, this little bit here, where price brought back up, and then price made this indication low, made a lower high, only barely though. Like this, I am now considering an equal high, but it's a lower low. Like if you want to, like technically it's a lower low, and then you can see that price makes that bullish structure and then goes back down to this level. So that's an ICC setup, and you can see again, like, if you were to catch that, you would have been able to catch if price wants to go below and do a start off a downtrend. But yeah, that was one ICC setup. I didn't end up taking that setup because it was at all-time highs, so like I don't really know how confident I felt about price selling off, and there was also very minimal structure in this continuation setup. And price made this new low, and then it made an indication, and it looks like it's doing a correction, so price is either going to do a continuation or it's just going to continue correcting and then breaking this high. So what I've got here is I've got a no trade zone because price is pretty choppy in this area. We can see that there was a big barrier of sellers here and then a barrier of buyers here. Price obviously has broken through, but if it gets back into here, I don't know what's going to happen. So I've just kind of labeled that as a no trade zone for now. And then price is bearish below this level. We can see that because price has reached this level, bought up, it's bought up, it's bought up, and then it's crossed over and just done a massive sell-off. And then you can even see here, once price hit back towards this level, it just sold off again. So price is broken back through here, so it's broken through the sellers here, which is interesting. We can also see that there's this swing high on the internal structure, and we can see that price is bullish above this level. So you could, if you wanted to do, you could do like a low time frame ICC setup. I see, but there's also this massive wick here, so I don't know. But yeah, so we want to see if price is going to, basically what I'm thinking is if price pushes back above here, price is obviously bearish below here, so we're not selling in this area, so that's a no trade zone. And because there's sellers sitting here and this is all-time highs, we want to see a new ICC setup here. And then if we look at this and the two things that I've labeled, I don't know if I'm explaining this very well. We want to see maybe price might fail to swing higher than this and form some bearish structure, and then I would wait until price gets below this level because price is bearish below here, and then because price is bullish above this level, I'd want to wait until price gets below this level. Luckily they're so close together, and then I'd want to take a trade from here down, ideally, in an ideal world. Price is also bearish below this level, so if I were to be very, very conservative, my risk, I'd wait until price goes below this level, so I'd wait for bearish structure and then to take the trade down to here. But this would be a very late entry, but it's still technically a valid entry because if you look at this bullish structure and you want to do an ICC setup on a low time frame, you'd want to wait for that indication below continuation. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, that's kind of what I'm observing here on the 4 hour and the 1 hour. So that's more of like a morning analysis type of thing. That's what you would typically see when I do morning analysis. But I've given so many opportunities because I really don't know what price is going to do. And now this is the weekly analysis. So I do my weekly analysis on the daily time frame. I can also switch between the 4 hour, but I just don't think it's necessary because I do my morning analysis on the 4 hour as well. Oh, wait, no, I'm doing too much. What am I doing? Okay. So we can see the daily time frame here. We've got this massive uptrend here. This is just showing like the overall trend because we know that obviously we know that gold is a very bullish instrument. It's always pushing up, always, but obviously it has its down moments, but we can see that gold is always pushes up, really. Just like the S&P 500, how it always gives like a certain percent on average each year, but obviously it's not guaranteed, but still. So we've got this big dynamic support line, and yeah, we've got this little area where price consolidated, where it was hitting the resistance, hitting support, hitting resistance, like it was just consolidating here. And then price finally broke above, and it's been pushing up ever since. And see that price pushed up, made this resistance level, which is why I've started the dynamic resistance level here. It's made another touch point here. I think I had it originally sitting like, where's my little tool? I had sitting like here or something before. But then when price broke above here, I was like, oh, well, this is the new one that makes sense because price has already broke this. And when we have a resistance, like it doesn't, like it's different if price breaks the support down because obviously price is showing that it's now bearish. But if price breaks above a dynamic resistance level, price is still bullish. Like it doesn't really matter. I just more have it there to understand, okay, when is price going to be selling off? And we can see the high was there, and we can see that it connects with this one, and we could expect like somewhat of a sell-off back to this dynamic support level. So this was also why I didn't take a trade on Friday when price was showing bearish movement, because at this level we can see that price is bought up off in the past, and price is also sold off back to in the past. So yeah, I have this line here. This one's probably had the most touch points, so this is probably like my strongest trend line, which I usually call it dynamic support line because that's what it is. Because I trade support and resistance, I don't want to throw around too many things. Having a dynamic support and resistance level makes the most sense in my opinion, because it's still like the same thing in principle too. Guys, I haven't really probably explaining things really awfully, so I apologize. But yeah, so I don't want to really ideally be taking any sells until we're back below this level. I know obviously I marked up all that stuff on the daily time frame, but ideally I don't really want to take sells until price is below here because I want to take a continuation. I don't just want to take a little trade like I don't want to be trading this little movement. I want to be trading this movement and this movement rather than trading these like tiny little movements. I know that this one's pretty big, but you can see that price is recovered. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. I'll show you guys my notebook. I always do writing now. I always do. I didn't always before, but I always write out my analysis. So we have bullish overall, however, price is broken structure to the downside. The internal structure remains strongly bullish, so I'll wait for the internal structure to go bearish until I think about taking any shorts. And I want to see bearish structure on the 1 hour. There's a no trade zone between the highs and the area price broke structure, so I won't be taking any longs until price breaks the all-time high and continues to show an A+ ICC setup. So basically saying that it's bullish overall, however, we're seeing bearish movement recently. Internal structure remains strongly bullish, so I'm going to wait until internal structure goes bearish. But what I should also add is I want to see price support until I enter any sells. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Levels of interest when price breaks back below the price bullish above level. Let me show you guys the price bullish above. What is that? Where is that? Price bullish above. Okay, yeah, this one. I want to see price break below here before I think of taking any sells, because again, price is bullish above. This could just be an ICC setup on the lower time frame. Do you know what I mean? I think I've over-explained enough. And then all the all-time highs. Sorry. Upcoming news events. Powell speaking on Tuesday. Thursday has PPI, retail sales, and unemployment claims. And let me just add in the US government shutdown. Oh my god, my head hurts so much. Market conditions choppy because of the US shutdown, possibly a reversal, or choppy if price makes its way up. And then which setups can I focus on? The ICC continuation to the downside or the new ICC bullish setup? Which setups am I avoiding? Taking any early or impulsive trades, because that definitely could happen. If price starts pushing up, I might take a trade in the no trade zone, so I want to make sure I'm not taking any impulsive trades. Obviously, I've done my analysis for a reason, and just because price is buying up doesn't mean I have to get onto it ASAP. I want to wait until a high probability setup comes. And then what would invalidate my bias if price enters the no trade zone or corrects past the all-time high? It corrects past the all-time highs. I mean, you see that obviously this is an indication and correction. That's a really bad lines, but if price continues its correction past here, it's obviously making a new indication. So I don't want to take any. If price does this correction and up to here, and then it starts, continuation, I don't want to take that because it's just broken a high, and it means that price is just choppy. Even if it does end up here, that's going to be like a resistance and a support. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if that explanation is pretty clear, but that's what I'm avoiding. While I manage my risk, 1% risk on every trade and one trade a day, because I'm a beginner. I only want to take 1% risk because I'm trading on a live account. I don't want to burn all my money. Also, I just want to experience the emotions. That's why I'm trading with real money rather than just demoing. I have a small account. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, so that's why I'm risking so low, and I want to actually have some data behind any reason on why I should size up. Do you know what I mean? My head hurts so much. And yeah, I want to take one trade a day. I don't want to take any more than one trade a day. So I want to make sure I'm taking the best setup that I can that day. And how do I want to show up as a weakness trader? Disciplined. Biggest psychology challenge I want to work on: FOMO, greed, and rushing. And one rule I must not break: journal daily, especially the wins. Because I've been journaling consistently the no trade days, but when I take a win, it's like, I'm done, I'm clocked out for the day, I don't have to do anything else. No, girl, you still have to trade. You still have to journal. My trading goals is only check high quality setups, confident in, and paper trade setups that I'm not confident in, so I can actually build that confidence. So yeah, I only want to be taking trades that I'm confident in on live account anyway. Even if I do get more experience, I want to make sure I'm confident in my setup. So if I see a setup that I think, oh yeah, this could work, I want to make sure I'm only paper trading that, because that's a habit that I want to have. Even when I do size up and I have money to lose, I still want to make sure that I'm just paper trading what I'm not confident in, and then building confidence and building data around it. Do you know what I mean? I feel that's my new thing to say. Sometimes I don't know if I'm saying the right things or articulating it in the right way. So I apologize. My main mindset and discipline goal is consistently studying backtest daily. That's something I did not do well this last week, so I really want to try and do that this week and just be super consistent with it. Because I study, but I want to be sitting down pen and paper, because I work an admin job, so I listen to trading videos 8 hours straight in a day. But I want to make sure that I'm, taking time out of my day to be present every single day. And even if it's just studying for 20 minutes, even if it's just studying for 10 minutes, as long as I'm showing up and building that daily habit. And same with backtesting. Personal accountability, study, and put in reps daily. That's pretty much what I've just said. Just putting in the reps, making the habits. And once it becomes a habit, just like my trade recap videos have, journaling my trades when I don't take any trades, it's now become like a habit. I just do it by habit. Yeah, I want that to be the same with studying and backtesting. But yeah, that was really, really long weekly analysis. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to see my weekly recap and how I did last week, go check it out. It should be on my channel. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great week. Let me know what you guys are looking for this week, and if you guys trade gold, if you're expecting bullish or bearish movement. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.